Hi, everybody. I am Mitchell. I am a gratefully recovering addict and alcoholic, and I am grateful to be here.
My name is Anna. I'm a wife of an addict in recovery, and I am recovering myself from codependency. I wanted to come on here because first, I wanted to thank everyone for wishing me a happy 3 years, alcohol free, and I want to thank Mitchell for writing that very kind and thoughtful post this morning. I greatly appreciate that. He presented me with this coin. Can we see that? Yay! 3 years. And I wanted to come on specifically because I am always asked the specific question. Anna, why did you stop drinking? Did you stop drinking to support Mitchell? And then I always get another constant question of families asking, should I stop using drinking because my loved one suffers from addiction? And so tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about that, of why I came to the choice of no alcohol for me, even though I did not suffer from addiction. And I wanted to say, I thought I saw Scotty come on here. Hi, Scotty. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Norma. Hey, Jessica. So I wanted to come on and share why I came to that decision of no more alcohol. It was the time where Mitchell had gone into rehab again, third time this last time. Mitchell, it was January 26th, which is today, and Mitchell had already been in rehab since the end of October. So it wasn't just an automatic decision to, let's do this, I'm going to stop drinking. It wasn't until the night before I was out with my father and a good friend. We were at the bar, we were having a drink, and I was thinking about Mitchell, I was thinking about myself, and I asked myself this question. Anna, why did you start drinking in the first place? And the reason why this was spurred on is I realized I was sitting in a bar with my dad, with my friend, that I knew and trusted and felt safe with, but I still had anxiety. And I recognized that I was holding the bottle right in front of my body. And one of the things that we've learned is body cues. And it was almost like I was holding on to it as protection. And that brought me down to the question of, Anna, why do you drink? And the first thing that comes to my mind is to have fun, to loosen up. And I remember in my mind going, Anna, you can have fun and have a good time if a fluff ball flies in front of you. So it's not to have fun. Why did you start drinking in the first place, and why do you drink? And for me, this is just my personal experience, is I recognize that the first time I ever started drinking, it was to fit in. It wasn't to sit down and have a drink or anything like that. It was absolutely to fit in. Why? Because as much as I loved myself, I was fearful of judgment. I was fearful of being rejected. I was fearful of not being good enough. And so even with people that I cared about or I knew loved me, I always had this constant needing to be perfect or needing to show a certain way. And I noticed that when I drank, my walls came down. And how people call the life of the party, well, that's because we do know that alcohol does lower ambitions a lot, puts guards down, puts walls down. And for me, alcohol has always been something as a coping skill to cover up my social anxiety. Even though I am an extrovert, I still get very nervous with a bunch of people. I get very nervous in crowds. I get very scared speaking. I have a lot of anxiety. And so for me, alcohol was always a coping mechanism in uncomfortable conversations and experiences. And when I recognized that, I realized that Mitchell was in rehab, not just fighting for a new coping skill. Mitchell was in rehab, truthfully fighting for his life. Our loved ones that suffer from addiction, it truly does not just come down as simple to a choice. It really does come down to life or death, because we do know, regardless of anything, there is a possibility of losing your family, losing your friends, losing your career, losing the roof over your head, losing your way of life, losing happiness. And someone doesn't have to physically die to not live. And so for me, I knew I wanted to go on a spiritual journey. I knew I wanted to challenge myself the way that Mitchell was challenging himself. And so on January 26th, I remember calling Mitchell on the phone. And actually, Mitchell might have called me, because we really didn't have that, because Mitchell was in rehab. And I remember telling Mitchell, I've made a choice. Today is my date. I even have it still saved in my notepad, because I wrote it down, January 26th. This is my sober date, signed Anna C. Martin Stavovi. And the reason why is, he said, I don't want you, the first thing that Mitchell said is, I don't want you doing this for me. And I actually want to stop the story and explain, why did you say that, Mitchell?
Because I didn't want I really learned that I needed to do things for me, right? And I learned that over the multiple trips in treatment, and the multiple times that I didn't do things for me, and it always led to a resentment. I don't want you to have resentments towards me, because there was already enough resentments towards the addiction, towards yourself, towards whatever in life. And I wanted you to really think about that and do it for yourself, because honestly, I didn't want the pressure of making you not live a life you wanted because of me. You know what I mean? So and really, I was really proud of you for making that decision, but I wanted it to be for you. I didn't want to be proud of you making that decision if it was for me, even though I'd still be just as happy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I wanted to make sure that it was for you,
you
know, because I was finally standing up for myself and what I needed, and I know that was the journey I was going on. And I knew that you were at that point where you were questioning that behavior for yourself, so you were going to question, is this for me? And you were like, this is for me. You know, and then I can really support you because it's your decision.
Yes.
You know, if it's for me, if it's a decision made for somebody else, it's we can just support that decision, but you're really supporting that other person.
Yes.
It's not even the person that's making that. So.
And the reason why I wanted to ask is because if you heard Mitchell say about resentments, okay, I'll be completely honest with you. If I stop drinking solely on Mitchell, he's 100% right. A resentment would form. Why? Because that's actually codependency as well. Us doing things for our loved ones that we really don't want to do. So therefore, again, remember when I came on before, what codependency is not living your authentic self. If I truthfully only gave up alcohol just to support Mitchell, I would form resentments, because I would start to, because I had them before earlier on of, am I going to have to make a choice to not drink when I don't have a problem? That was resentments coming up, because in that moment of time, I did not want to do it. I did not want to personally. But I came to a point in my life, and anyone out there, please always know, this is a personal choice that you want to make. Okay? I am just expressing what happened on my journey and the reason why I wanted to stop. Was there a part of it to support Mitchell? Absolutely. But the main part of it was, I wanted to go on this spiritual path and this awakening within inside me without having a substance. I wanted to truly feel myself. I didn't want to be numb. I wanted to feel me. And so for me, it really was, guys, recognizing the first time I ever tried alcohol, and why I continuously stayed with alcohol was because I was very uncomfortable in situations where there was a lot of people. I never recognized I had social anxiety. I never recognized that I felt unworthy, unloved, wanting to be accepted. I never felt that. So that's for me why I chose not to drink anymore. And another one that does come up is, I will have families asking me, should I stop using? Should I stop drinking? Hi, Cassie! Drinking to support my loved one. This is what I will tell you. Do again what is right for you. You have to live your authentic self. You cannot do everything in this world just for your loved one, okay?
And
Go ahead.
And I think, I know many people that the spouse or the significant other or whatever, sibling or parent, that they continue to do what they want to do. And that's totally fine. I think that there has to be the conversation about it and the respect for both people. It's very doable. I mean, if you don't have a problem, you don't have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you can responsibly, do whatever, you can do that. It's just that it's about the conversation, about talking about it. Is this, when it comes down to like, hey, I don't want to be out when you're drinking a ton. Like if you have a drink with dinner, that's fine. Like, but get to the bottom of the intentions. You know what I mean? Because if Anna did, that's totally fine with her. You know what I mean? I'm glad that she stopped. It did make it way easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other things we would have done. I wouldn't have went out with her and her friends. I wouldn't have, if she has a drink with dinner, like, that's cool. If she stays and goes to the bar, like, I go home. You know what I mean? I have those boundaries with my family. Like, if we're out to eat and they have a drink, that's fine. But if they continue, or whatever, like, I'm going somewhere else because I want to feel safe. And I just don't want the risk of having a temptation or getting angry or having a resentment towards them. So I just let them know, I'm not leaving because I don't love you. I'm leaving because I love me.
Yeah.
And I'm not choosing me over the love for you, but I'm just choosing me. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
My safety.
Yeah. And I'll let you know, guys, truthfully, when I did give up alcohol, I got a little bit of seeing how hard it can be. What do I mean by that? My first sober wedding, I will admit it, in the beginning, I was like, what do I do? Like, I feel tired right now. I know if I had a drink, I feel like maybe I'd get more energy. I'd be more upbeat, wanting to be apart. But then I said, okay, again, I'm using something to cope. And honestly, when I just allowed myself to feel what I felt, it did feel awkward in the beginning. I didn't know what to do. I did go, is this just not going to be as much fun? But then the music started playing. Mitchell and I started dancing. Our family started dancing. It was amazing. Other things of going out to dinner and being with people that do drink. It was, how do I sit there and have a conversation? When you have people over for a fire or for the Super Bowl or for New Year's Eve and you're not drinking anymore, it is uncomfortable because a lot of our society now has been based around a lot of activities. Let's drink. And so again, there's nothing wrong with that. People that don't have an addiction, it's absolutely okay. Enjoy yourself. But what I've recognized is that I think it really is sometimes a big coping skill because it is uncomfortable to sit down in a group of people and not have something take the edge off and just connect and communicate and see where it goes. It's a scary thing. And if you want to honestly test that and see what I'm talking about, go out sometimes with people that really are all drinking, or even go out with a bunch of friends and don't drink. But I'll tell you, stuff amazing happens. You wake up the next morning, you remember everything, like everything, it's there. You know you were in the moment. And so for me, people ask, like, are you like giving it up? Do you regret it? I don't regret it one bit. Not honestly, not one bit at all. It was, I will admit, when Mitchell and we had a lot of resentment still, and before this came to be, I remember honestly going, I'm not giving this up, because I was so hurt by him, angry with him, that it wouldn't even allow me to see straight of what I wanted to choose. It was more out of like,
It's a pride and ego thing.
Yeah, pride and ego, but punishment, honestly, too, like resentment, So I'll tell you guys is that it's been a really interesting experience for me. Things have been very uncomfortable. Being in front of people and not drinking has been very nerve-wracking. But then after each time, this is the neatest thing. I recognize I have more strength and more confidence than I ever knew. And I grow in that. I do grow in uncomfortability. Do I like uncomfortability like I tell everybody else? No! I don't think anybody in this world likes uncomfortability. But For me, it was a part of the path that I needed to go down, and everyone on here. This is not me coming on and say, stop drinking. None of that. You need to make the choice for you. And whatever choice you make, if you don't have a problem with drinking and you don't know how or if you should support your loved one, take some time. Soul search. This is going to be your choice for you. Nobody else. Sit down with yourself. Figure out what you want to do. And whatever you choose, it's okay.
Yeah, and I would say, you know what? Try out something different, though. Anna's right; it is your choice, but try out something different one time, and question it, because I think that's the blessing of that's the silver lining in this addiction thing, is that Anna, already with that philosophy degree and like really being, examining her own life and really enjoying that side of life, and wonder, asked those questions. So she really liked that part of the being in recovery and the addiction made us look at things, right? And then she started questioning things, and then now it even went further along. But if you haven't done that, like, examine it one time. It doesn't have to be at a big event that you're going to go out and have fun with friends or whatever, but it can be a night that maybe I want to have a drink at home and do whatever. I challenge you at least once just to sit down and not, and to see what feelings come up, and see how you deal with those things, and it's not saying that having that drink's good or bad, but see how it is not to once, and say, that maybe this other feeling does come up, and maybe this other thing does come up, or maybe you find some other passion that you wanted to do in that time. And it doesn't have to be just with drinking. It can be with, going on your phone, technology, or binge watching a show, or shopping, or eating, or whatever it is. If there's a go-to, like, I just want you to challenge it once, and see what uncomfortable comes from it, because that uncomfortable, honestly, it becomes a really valuable part of our existence. I think it makes us say, oh man, I am uncomfortable, and then just say, I wonder why I'm uncomfortable right now. Is it this? Is it this? Just ask those questions. It's really interesting, and it's really fun to examine yourself.
Hey, Richard.
And that's as long as it's not like becomes just nitpicking everything about you, because there's nothing wrong with you. Okay,
yeah, no.
Examine yourself with that teachable lightheartedness. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at your quirks and your you know what I mean, and parts that, like, oh, I don't like this, but it's hard to change. Like, I don't like that I don't eat healthy, but I can laugh at it and say, when I'm eating something bad, I can say, oh, well, okay, it's just one thing bad. It's all good.
I think the reason why, too, it's just going in, and one of the things, like, working with people that suffer from addiction, it is really hard, because how I just expressed to you of, like, being in situations now without drinking and it's making me uncomfortable is one of the things that we talk about a lot of the times, is relearning how to have fun, relearning what makes you happy, relearning or redefining what it means just being with friends, hanging out with friends, doing activities. You really do have to relearn, or not even relearn, discover new parts. That it's hard and it's difficult, but I promise you it is worth it. But I do understand when you're in the midst of it, it's extremely difficult, and it makes it hard to take that first step. But I will tell you, it's really neat, because when Mitchell did present me with that this 3-year coin, it was really cool to just recognize 3 years I have done something different. 3 years I've challenged myself when I would pick up a drink. Even there's not an addiction there, I would pick up a drink because my self-worth would hurt, or I would feel inadequate, or I would have social anxiety. But now, because of amazing support around me, I've learned amazing new coping skills that help me work through those situations. And it really does, guys. It makes me go, Anna, you are so much more stronger, powerful, and confident than you ever knew. But I never gave myself a chance to see it, because I always let the fear win. I never would approach those situations. I would turn the other way. And now I'm using new skills, new tools, have amazing support system that challenges me and lifts me up. And it's just been really neat to watch myself grow and flourish because of doing the hard things. And I want to end it with this. Goes back to that quote that I really love that I keep saying now, is that if you keep choosing easy, your life will be hard. If you choose hard, your life will become easy. And I really believe that, because when you start choosing to be your authentic self, trust me, guys, a weight is lifted and you feel so much free. So that choice for you, should you stop drinking? Should you do it to support your loved one? Nobody can answer that for you. You're the only one that can answer that for you. And make sure that you're doing it for you. Challenge that codependency. Have that answer truly come from you, and be your authentic self.
Yeah. Go get that best life. Go get your best life, because it's there. It's attainable. Anything you want's attainable.
Yep. For sure, guys.
I'm proud of you.
Yep. Thank you. We love you guys. Thanks again for wishing me a happy 3 years. And honestly, thank you for being Mitchell and I's support system. We really do admit this. We couldn't do it without you guys. You really do keep us accountable. You keep us out of our own head, coming on here, helping us be vulnerable, creating a safe place. Really, guys, you are family to us. If you feel inside and go, I feel like I really connect with them, even though we haven't met, we feel close. Mitchell and I, same thing back to you. We may never have met, but I'm telling you right now, you guys are our support system, and you are part of this family, and we do this together. So, end of tonight.
Woo! We are recovering.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Love you.
Thank you so much, and have a fantastic night, okay? Be your authentic self. Do you.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.